All right, everybody liked our update yesterday on the old Howitzer, aka Project Burrito Cooker. And I wanted to go through a few things because there are some people that had some concerns. And we value our customers' concerns, and we would like to put any of their concerns about our well-being or our emissions compliant products at rest. Let's go through and see what we have. First of all, we've got, please tell me the DPF in the bed is a joke.
The answer to that question is not a joke.
Looks like that could have used some more thought put into the placement. But your money, your build, do what you want and rock on. Yeah, we probably should have put that somewhere else. Let's go to my esteemed colleague, the scientist, Ben Little.
Not really there. Now, as far as questions about placement, it's very difficult because we cut out about 2 feet of the truck. Here's our engine, big turbo. Comes out, got the exhaust, over the hump out the back. Now, this is where it gets tough. As I mentioned before, 2 feet, she gone. So we got shorter to deal with here. It's gonna come out. And we got cross members and transfer cases and all kinds of other stuff to worry about. Keep in mind, this is a 4-link rear suspension. We got control arms there. It's gonna come through and normally be right there. But we said, we're gonna make it work. We got transmission, we're gonna come up, do a little 90, come up, a little 90 right there. For the DPF in the bed, help gravity, and it's gonna come out. The hard part about getting the DPF right here, I'll label that just in case anybody wants to know. DPF right here is we've got to radius these bends, because as we know, 90 degrees is pretty sharp. So we come in, we got 90 right there, kind of 90 right here, and as we can see, it's gonna flow real good, real hot right out the back. And any of you worried about these 90-degree bends, just remember, 90 plus 90 equals 180. Straight line. We're pretty much making power. I don't know how to explain it any better than that. It's science, it's on the whiteboard.
That DPF looks like / is really in the bed.
Just overall, when we were just really trying to make it look good, it just looks like.
Hopefully it doesn't melt the passenger bedside. Storage box hardware / plastic liner and rubber seals. Valid concern. A lot of heat coming off of that.
So we had a question in response to the bedsides melting, specifically the passenger side. The part that I'm really worried about though, here's the bed, here's a stupid DPF, is what I'm really worried about is the actual driver's side. So the bed liner that we have in here is actually Kevlar reinforced. And as we know, Kevlar is very, very strong and it deflects heat. So as the heat hits this side over here, it's actually going to come over and hit the other side even harder. And we know this because as the sun travels through the solar system and the sky, it comes through, and as the sun's further away, it's when we have our hot days. So as the sun's coming through here and the chemtrails are coming down, it's going to come through here and just really hammer that driver's side. So that's what we're worried about, not so much the driver's side. That'll be fine.
Such an awesome build until I seen this.
Therein lies the issue in your comment. I think what you meant to say we got right here. Saw. I meant I saw that. Such an awesome build twice. Saw that. I think that there might be some science behind your comment. I'm not sure, but I think we're going to start with saw and move on from there. Saw, dude.
Yeah, I thought it was a joke also, but it must be for a Cali competition or something. This one I'm going to jump into myself. Because, yeah, the California thing is rather interesting, and we seem to have diluted our whole market into thinking there are some differences between federal emissions and Cali emissions. And the EPA really doesn't care if you're in California or Idaho. Federal emissions mandate emissions control products not be tampered with on your vehicle. That must be why we're trying to keep all our emissions control products in place on this. 2, as a diesel performance industry, we are going to have to change at some point in time. We're going to have to embrace the change. We're going to have to start figuring out how to comply with the EPA, give them a little hug, maybe a fist bump, high five, and get our horse ponies some other way, which means unless we start doing things like this, as absurd as it may seem, and as goofy as the setup may be, based on our spatial limitations and everything else we have working against us, we're not going to be able to push this forward. So you say it must be something in Cali that we're building this for. No, we're building it for America. And we're building it to work in every state, so that for some reason, if I were to get pulled over with 42-inch tires, not that that seems legit, because I'm sure I won't be running mud flaps, which is totally legal as well. My bumper height won't be like, all the way up here, which is probably okay also. They don't have to start writing me tickets for everything else, or maybe even impound my vehicle and give me a hefty fine. So there are a lot of reasons why we're doing this the way that we are. And some of it, yeah, we would like it to go a whole lot easier, but we can't. Our hands are tied. They're tied by the EPA. Maybe somebody will see this and they'll go, this is absolutely absurd. We're going to put all this crap in these vehicles that chokes it down and doesn't let it breathe properly. And even though they've added more than double the amount of air that that motor should have, it's still too dirty. Or even more obscene than that, one of the vendors we deal with was working on an emissions compliant build and actually got in trouble and wasn't given a pass on an EO number because it was, wait for it, too clean. Okay, so you're telling me that this vehicle, when it was bone stock, did this for emissions, but now we've made it cleaner, and that's not okay. It has to be as dirty as it was when it came from the factory, and that's a problem? There are some real issues. So all joking aside, all concerns aside, this isn't something that's new to us. This project has been on our minds for at least 2 years. We're just now getting around to doing it. And having the emissions in place, sure, there could be a way easier way to go about this build and not have any problems. But we don't do easy. We do difficult. We do hard. We figure it out. And we learn from it so that when you guys call us, we don't just have the theories on how it works, we have firsthand experience. And as absurd as this is, and as absurd as our 90s coming out from under the bed and into the bed are, and the fact that I've got this burrito cooker sitting in here taking up the full length of the bed, it's what we're gonna do. We're gonna give it a whirl. Maybe it'll work. Nobody claimed that it will. Maybe it won't. We'll have to figure something else out. Until then, stay tuned. Rest of the truck looks awesome.